Hello, friends. Shocking seeing you here. Happy Tuesday. It's the DLLS Cowboys podcast. 100 days till we get going. I have 100 Cowboy questions. Can I get in 100 Cowboy questions in a 60-minute show? There's not a chance in hell, but let's give it a shot. Show starts. Meow. Hello, friends. Welcome into today's DLLS Cowboys podcast. Thank you for being with us. Please hit the like button or else, which is not a threat. We have 100 different questions to get through because we're 100 days from the Cowboys season. I'm going to get into all 100 questions in the next 59 minutes. Get ready for it. Who wants to yell Ken? Somebody yell Ken.
Ken!
Yeah. What's up, Ken? We're going to start with some Jalen Ramsey things, some Cowboys running back things, all sorts of things for your Cowboys we're going to cover. I do want to dedicate this show to 3 different people today. The greatest rapper of all time, according to one man. Obviously, it's an opinion piece here. Andre 3000 is 50 today. And Christopher Lee is no longer with us. He died quite a while back, I'm sure. But he played Count Dooku in Star Wars and Saruman in Lord of the Rings.
Wow.
Pretty good run there. And also want to dedicate today's show to a gentleman on Twitter named Christopher Dale, who said, I love the show. I watch it every day. I won't be able to watch it for the next few days because I'm finally receiving my heart transplant tonight.
Let's go, Chris.
If y'all don't mind, just saying a little prayer for me and go Cowboys. I didn't think about it, but we could do a prayer.
Want to do a prayer?
Do a prayer?
Yeah.
This will be done in the style of Jerry.
Oh, my.
Every time.
Dear my equal, dear Lord, if you could please take a good look at Chris and his ticker as he's getting a new one. We hope it go in good and hope they get all them things tied in right and everything goes bumpity-bumpity and beepity-beepity, or beeps good or bad in the hospital. Anyway, just get Chris, if you could and did and would, get his heart going the way it's supposed to get going so that I could disappoint him for another decade or 2 with his second heart. Break 2 of them for him. That'd be good. And just get him right. Good talk. See you out there, guys.
I was wondering if you knew the see you out there. I was wondering if the see you out there was coming.
That's break his second heart?
Yeah.
You gonna break his second heart?
Yeah. Oh, that was a good touch.
Can we pray for the healing hands of the doctors as well?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, we can do that. Okay. Yeah, I think we can do that too.
Healing hands of the doctors.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jeff. Next to me is the greatest beat writer in the history of the Dallas Cowboys, Mr. Clarence Hill.
If you want to win, put chill in. And I want to apologize to you.
I accept.
I want to apologize because when you said your favorite rapper, I went Vanilla Ice. I want to apologize.
I see we were going along
Why
racial.
would you say Vanilla Ice?
You were going racial.
What were you thinking?
He's from Dallas, local guy.
It's weird that he's from Dallas when the song that made him popular made it sound like he was from where? Like South Beach or something?
Yeah,
Something
from
like
Dallas. I think Lake Highlands, actually.
That's
He's a
wild.
Lake Highlands guy. Wow.
Well, one of them, Lake Highlands, Karen had the same thing back in the day.
It's not the same thing.
No.
Same thing.
Different.
Same
One's
same demographic.
What
Back
does
in
that
back in
mean?
his day, same demographic.
I got 100 questions. I got 100
Austin.
Cowboy questions today, baby.
Austin, have a peace sign.
I believe Carrollton's correct, by the way, top of my head.
Yeah, I think so too. You're right.
Next, Clarence
You're right.
is the other greatest beat writer in the history of the Cowboys, Mr. Joe Hoyt.
Tell him something, Joe.
Popo and Pop Pop, the
That's right.
comedy duo you didn't know you needed.
We're on the case.
You guys ready for Cowboy question number 1 out of
Let's do it.
100?
Let's go.
I got 55 minutes to get through 100 questions.
Let's
Question
ride.
number 1. Sometimes the questions will come with a starting statement followed by a question.
Let's do it.
This one's just a question. Is there smoke to the Jalen Ramsey fire?
I don't see no smoke.
Oh no! Is there fire to the smoke? I saw smoke. I saw it reported that the Cowboys were.
Did you?
I saw somebody said it. The Fowler guy.
I think the smoke.
Jeremy Fowler, is that his name?
Jeremy Fowler from
he said it.
I think the smoke is coming from more of a game of connection in terms of like, hey, the Cowboys have traded for guys. That means they're trade happy. Oh wait, the Cowboys have extra cap room. Ooh, the Cowboys have some corner questions. Why don't we throw their name in? If you're Miami, in terms of some of the sources coming out of there potentially. I think it's a game of connection. I think. It's not to say that the Cowboys could never, ever, ever acquire Jalen Ramsey.
We have $32 million of cap space.
There's room. But I also...
Andrew Booth is starting for our team right now. You didn't have to do that. Ooh.
How many people in the chat knew Andrew Booth was still on the team?
I knew that.
I see in the chat.
That's fair.
Andrew Booth, right?
Your freaking job.
It's Andrew, right?
It's Andrew,
Yeah.
yes.
You just made Anthony.
Junior.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I think, the one thing, though, if you kind of look at what the Cowboys did last year, they got down to about 10 corners, right? Amani Arourier was starting, Josh Butler was starting, Andrew Booth had to start a games before Amani Arourier had to come in for him because that didn't go so well. So I think that the Cowboys think, they already traded for a corner, they drafted a corner high. They clearly look at corner as something that needs to be kind of fulfilled a little bit, but I don't think right now that Jalen Ramsey is someone that's on the radar.
You had the money up, right?
I got the money up right now. What you need?
Look at the money.
I got the money. We got 31. We have 31,890,377 dollars.
No. Let me see Jalen's money though.
Oh, I got you.
Jalen's money. That's follow the money.
All
man.
over it, my friend.
Follow the money.
He signed a 3-year, $72,300,000 contract, and he currently has. Oh my God, he's just now starting that extension.
Exactly.
Yeah. They're trying to get out of an extension that hadn't even started yet.
100%.
Yeah, so he's got 3 years left on it. You wouldn't take the signing bonus, which is already almost paid.
What's the base this year? Base next year? What's
10, 21.
10 is not bad.
The base, but you would get, what else would you get? You would get his roster bonuses and
right.
his roster per game bonuses.
Too. Right. So what's his cap hit next year?
25, but that's with the Dolphins. The signing would at least go away. You might be paying over 20 a year for him.
Yeah, you're paying over 20 a year for him.
For a 31-year-old
and you still have to pay, and you still don't know what his future is, and you still have to pay Bland if you're not paying Diggs.
I don't know if they're going to pay Bland.
If you're not paying Diggs.
That's another. Yeah, I don't.
So you're gonna keep.
You tell me if I'm crazy on this one. This is Cowboy question number 32.
32.
Do you get Cowboy statement number 1, which doubles as Cowboy question number 32?
Okay.
Diggs Bland is an either-or situation on this team a year from now.
Yes.
One will be here, one will not.
I think it's fair.
I mean, I think pretty much Diggs is gone.
But Diggs is the one that has a contract and it's affordable. Like if he came back and played good football, wouldn't you be crazy to get rid of a good corner at a reasonable number?
I don't know when he's gonna come back to play good football. So at this moment, I think Diggs is.
Did you not watch the documentary? What is that face? You didn't watch it, did you?
I've been on this. I don't think that Diggs will be at his best until next year. No matter what he comes back, and he comes back healthy, he will not be confident until 2026.
When the documentary about this year's rehab comes out.
Precisely. And let's just say hypothetically that he does come back middle of the season, goes on an interception run, helps spark the Cowboys to a late second half push to the playoffs.
But will he tackle somebody?
I think he's more willing. He showed after that game, almost like you telling Dak to run. After that game, Trayvon did engage more with being physical.
He was actually engaged in that game. That's why he was upset. He actually was tackling well before the game.
Favorite.
That's why he was upset.
No, for sure.
Because he actually was doing that in that game.
But he made an emphasis, I think, after that game to be more physical, too.
Okay.
Yeah, he came out of the locker room like, how come in the one game where I've been physical in my life, you're pretending I'm not?
Yeah, he was
These nuts.
Yeah, he's physical in that game. But I just don't see him being there. I don't know if it's either or. I just don't know. And I think they're hoping and praying that Bland is Bland. And as a 5th-round pick, they don't have to pay him first-round money.
Yeah. And then worse comes worse, you got that old franchise tag.
Is it weird that the way I think of the Cowboys is I think of them as being so budgety that I think they want Bland to be okay this year.
Yeah.
And I don't think they want him to be great. Because if he's great, they'd be like, well, I don't know about them dollars now. Let's talk, can't you just be pretty good? We want to give you the pretty good money.
We want a high return on investment versus what we're paying you.
Because, you got Tyler Smith. You got a lot of decisions.
We still have Micah Parsons to sign.
I know.
That's going to get signed. When you sign Micah, it's going to lower the cap figure. Let's be smart about this.
Then we'll have $45 million.
But you know what? You're getting rid of the 2 safeties. You're getting rid of the right tackle. They'll probably be gone next year. I mean, that's going to open up some cap room.
Also, Brendan Aubrey.
Oh, and Brandon Aubrey.
He's going to get a kicker money. So he'll get a 3-year deal for $10 million.
He's going to reset the market.
3-year deal for $10 million.
Cowboys question number 13.
Cool. I like going backwards, too.
Has there ever been a kicker holdout?
Don't think so.
Because Brandon Aubrey hired Dak's agent.
Robbie Gould was a kicker holdout.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, Todd France ain't just signing whatever. Todd France is going to roll up there on Jerry and be like, remember me? And Jerry's going to pass out and then be like, it's the kicker. And he's going to be like, yeah, it is. The capital T kicker.
Yeah.
The kicker.
The kicker that battled through appendicitis so he could be in his first Pro Bowl and then got surgery after.
No one cares about the Pro Bowl. So.
Oh, damn.
But he still did it. Is that worth? I think it's cool. It's tough.
Why are you tearing down the kicker?
Why are you tearing down?
I'm not, but it's the damn Pro Bowl.
If it's appendicitis, are you kicking?
Because you just want to be in the Pro Bowl. They didn't even play a damn game.
I know, but he sold it.
I mean, it's like
he played dodgeball or
he
something.
wanted to go and go on vacation.
I'm not even going out if I have appendicitis.
He wanted to go on vacation. Come on, appendicitis is not what it used to be. Come on, don't do that.
Vance with a good point. The Bears haven't been the same since Robbie Gould left. And also Vance with both have good years. Who gets the tag, Bland or Pickens?
Oh.
Bland.
Pickens.
If
Pickens
both,
ain't getting
hold
the
on.
tag. Pickens ain't getting the tag. Pickens ain't getting the tag.
Pickens is a perfect franchise tag guy.
First of all,
there is no
the
better
cornerback-
player in the league for a franchise tag than George Pickens.
First of all, the cornerback tag is cheaper than the receiver tag.
That's fine.
Which is a good point.
I base my
I'm just
franchise
saying.
tag is based on a lot of things, but one of them is if one guy is a whole ass psychopath.
Yeah.
Perfect for franchise tag. If you need like Deron Bland, I don't have any questions about like stuff. Deron Bland can have a contract. I want George Pickens hungry.
I think George Pickens also just carries a little bit more, because of where he was drafted.
32
a little
million
bit more
guaranteed, 30 million guaranteed.
That's 1 year. I don't give a damn.
I
the
think
Cowboys currently have $7 billion in cap space.
For next year, we're talking about next year.
They'll have $8 billion.
Part of me wonders where Deron Bland was drafted. If there's more of a willingness to say, you know what, go hit the market, and then we'll see.
And then you got the great Jake Ferguson.
Contract year as well.
I want to tell you that 12 months ago, I would have told you there's a 90% chance Jake Ferguson is a second contract Cowboy coming into this season. I would say it's under 50. That would be my guess.
I think it's fair.
I think it's better odds he's not a Cowboy than he is after this year.
But you do close to 50 because there's room, I still think, for him to have a bounce back year and earn a second contract.
And for them not to feel good about things behind him, and then it's like, oh, okay, we'll give you a mid-level contract. But I could see Jake Ferguson being a one-contract Cowboy. We got to see something. We got to see a little something.
And Jeremy, I didn't have a long weekend, sir. I was not fighting. I was sporting on Twitter.
You were like that one meme from Game of Thrones where Jon Snow's got the sword and there's 1,000 people coming at him. Just
because
like
because I did something positive about the damn quarterback.
After you did a lot of negative.
Really, Joe? Damn, it be on people.
You were doing some hating, huh?
I was not. I never
the Dak
hated
thing
at
was
all.
positive, but then you got sent because of
I
it.
never did any hate, but I was being real about the possibilities, and I was told that I was hating because I don't know that Diggs and Revel and Overshawn are going to be healthy at the start of the season.
Yeah, no, and I think it's a fair thing to wonder.
That's hating, yeah. Cowboy question 22. We're doing our 100 Cowboy questions as we're 100 days out. Cowboy question number 22 is about Clarence, and then we'll get into the Cowboys running back situation. Everybody, please hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and we're going to get into more Cowboy questions of the day. You can fire yours in the chat as well, because if you think I came up with 100, you're wrong. No, I came up with 100. But, yeah, we'll talk about all those things next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast. First, let's talk about our guys at Empire Today. You need some flooring? How's it looking at the house? You still got, like, maybe you bought a house and you're like, man, I really like this house. But because of where we are in the world today and how we don't have enough money and the houses cost a bunch of money, you had to get one with kind of some musty, nasty carpet, and you're looking to get your stuff right. Empire Today will get you right. They get you that wood, the laminate, whatever it is, whatever kind of flooring you're looking for. Empire Today is the absolute best in the business. You don't want to go big box store in it when you're going to a flooring situation. Like, they might have a flooring department, but the guy there only knows about lawn mowers, and that's confusing. So what you want to do is you want to go to the floor experts, the best of the best. That's Empire Today. They live and breathe flooring. They'll be with you every step of the way. It's a whole different ball game, and you can schedule a free and home estimate today because some things are just better at home. DLLS listeners, you can get a $350 discount when you use the promo code DLLS. Yes, you heard right. $350 discount with the code DLLS. Restrictions apply. Visit empiretoday.com/DLLS for full details. And I want to shout out to my friends at Lucy. 100% pure nicotine. You guys may know I occasionally indulge in the nicotine habit. And Lucy's my jam. They got all sorts of different flavors. What they are, it's nicotine pouches. And they have an extra surprise if you go with the Lucy Breakers. It's got a little capsule that's in there, and you go, breaks that bad boy open. Extra flavor and hydration for you right there. They do have standard pouches. They got the Breakers. They got gum. They got all these different flavors. Like a berry blend. They got that for you. Wintergreen, some sort of minty. They got you covered.
That sounds nice.
Oh, yeah. Oh, quite tasty. Quite tasty, I say. Lucy. Level up your nicotine routine with our friends at Lucy. Lucy.co/DLLS. Use the promo code DLLS. You get 20% off your first order. They got a 30-day refund policy if you change your mind. Lucy.co. And promo code is DLLS. Every order is age verified. Product contains nicotine that is an addictive chemical. It's the DLLS Cowboys podcast, and today is the day of 100 Cowboy questions because we're 100 days out from smacking the Philadelphia Eagles to open the season. They lost a lot. The Eagles lost a lot.
Yeah.
They lost a lot, so we're going to smack them, but it's 100 days away.
They lost a lot of games last year, too. A lot of games.
Who did?
The Eagles.
They're going to this year. This is the year of the downfall. This is the year of the Cowboy taking down the bird. Cowboy question number 36 as we make our way through 100 Cowboy questions of the day. Is Clarence Hill super negative, and who's he fighting with today?
When you hear that people think you're negative, what is your reaction to that?
Softies.
Oh.
Sensitivities. Pass the tissue, T.O.
Oh, you just take shots at people if they...
Yeah, I do. Soft, sensitive. I keep it real. I'm not a sunshine pumper. It's not my job to project positively. It's my job to stay, in fact, what's going on, how I feel. It was somebody posted in our boy J Tuck, and he posted yesterday about somebody wrote a story about Mike
McCarthy's culture heading into last season,
and everybody was glowing about the culture, and I was going to make a difference. You know, and so we've heard these platitudes about culture and how it feels, how things are different. And we had the regeneration Friday, and he got the legs. He was doing right by the players. We've heard all this before.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I understand it, but that's what you do in the offseason. That's what you do with the new coach. You're supposed to feel good about the situation. And then somebody put, well, Zach Martin said something was wrong with the locker room. Well, also, Zach Martin wasn't at his best the last 2 years either.
No.
Okay?
Yeah.
You know, and also, when, you know, because I guess on 105.3, he was at the Super Bowl when he did us, and then went over there. He was talking about something was amiss in the locker room this year. Yeah, you didn't have Dak.
You're missing your quarterback, yeah.
You didn't have whatever. Yeah, you were in the midst of an 8-game losing streak. You finished 7-10. You were not at your best after holding out. Yeah, something was amiss. But so now Shady's fixed all that?
Yeah, I think we have one of our questions about that too, don't we?
And,
Which one? What was the question?
Don't we have 100 questions about culture or something? Or do we have one?
There may be a culture one in there. I don't know. I'm just getting towards the 40s.
And they would have brought up the fact that the owner purposely left the head coach on a hot seat and let all the assistants play on the 1-year contract.
100%, yeah.
Now, that was something the owner put in place.
It's kind of, last year was a setup.
Yeah.
Last year was a setup.
So to sit up here and say something was amiss as a legitimate saying, see, we need a new culture. Well, I mean, come on, y'all created that.
No, and I think with the culture thing too, like when you saw the Cowboys kind of get knocked down, have a 5-game losing streak, Dak Prescott's gone, and then you saw them kind of go on a little bit of a mini run, and we kind of said, hey,
you're saying they got up again because you were never going to keep them down?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just saying Cooper was a leader. Cooper did the right things. He's so, you got good guys. It's not about good guys. You need freaking players.
Yeah, and I wonder too, like, people pointed like, hey, this is a testament to how good Mike McCarthy's culture were. I also think too, to be honest, like, I don't know if anything was wrong with the culture per se. I think what Zach Martin was saying was like, hey, things were weird last year, and they got weird. And I think we even saw further evidence when we saw the DeMarcus Lawrence, Micah Parsons kind of post DeMarcus Lawrence signing kind of scuffle on Twitter. Like, I think that there were some emotions. I think there were different beliefs on how they could handle the 5-game losing streak. I know Micah Parsons talked specifically about that during the losing streak, was like, hey, man, we got to figure something out. And I don't know if everyone jived with that in the moment. So I wonder, like, also with the 1-year deals with the coaches, if maybe that's a reason why a lot of these players felt beholden to kind of keep fighting. Is like, hey man, these guys have jobs on the line.
You know what? Let me break something to you. Let me break something to you. Like the Michael Parsons, DeMarcus.
It better be breaking.
You better break something.
Even family members don't like each other. You go to, I mean, you know how many times families over the holidays have fights?
For sure.
You know, that's part of it. I mean, but that doesn't mean anything. You know, everybody don't, brothers and sisters, brothers, you know, have, you know, wage wars against each other. I mean, it's in the Bible. I mean, that's part of life. You know, so let's not make a big deal about the Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence thing. I mean, that's something you deal with friends, groups, fraternities, that people you're not gonna like. You know?
But I
but
think
you
there
can still
might have
get
been
business done. You can still do things. You can still move forward. You know, first of all, D-Law didn't play last year.
I know.
Okay, that had nothing to do with what happened on the field. Micah Parsons missed 4 games. Okay. Had nothing to do with what happened on the field, okay? D-Law has not played a lot, you know, in the last few years. I mean, so that whole relationship had nothing to do with the outcome on the field, but we can make things how we want to in hindsight, justification. Well, see, maybe this is why they're 7-10, you know, or whatever. And that's what we're supposed to do after the season. We're supposed to look back and reflect and come up with reasons.
That's what I was doing.
Why I think, yeah, I know. We'll come up with reasons, but that doesn't make them more legitimate, is all I'm saying. That's the reason they did not win last year was not because of this Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence tete-a-tete.
No, because they had a running back by committee approach that was the wrong way to go. They had an offensive line that was struggling when they got over their skis a little bit by drafting a raw rookie that they had to start at left tackle right away that wasn't going to start, but then Chuma Edoga got hurt. And then you kind of look at quarterback going hurt. That kind of sucks for them.
They did nothing at wide receiver or on their defensive line.
Defense got hurt too.
Last year was a setup.
Yeah.
And they got hurt.
Yeah,
last year was a setup.
Yeah.
Kind of a miracle they went 7-10 if you think about it.
Yeah.
No,
7-10.
And I'm gonna tell you, Micah Parsons. I mean, and that's what I just don't think. I think Mike McCarthy is getting dropped in the grease here. I think he's done a good job. You go back to when Dak missed those 6 games. The fact to keep that team going with the backup quarterback and still finish 12. I mean, how many times when you lose your quarterback and things go awry, and for him to keep this thing afloat, you know, he had to overcome a lot of stuff. He had to overcome. You know, Jerry saying, I want Dan Quinn to be my coach and all this other stuff. He had to suck up some. He's getting dropped in the grease here unfairly.
That's why I think when we talk about the culture thing moving forward, like I think it's important to know what Brian Schottenheimer's doing, right? I think that there's value to what he's doing. I think there's value to things he's saying. But to your kind of point, I don't know if it's also an indictment, conversely, on Mike McCarthy's culture. You know, I think that they could be 2 different things. And I look at, honestly, what Brian Schottenheimer's doing as a prerequisite if you're going to have any type of success. If you come in day one and have a bad culture, or if people are like, hey, you know, this is not fun.
The problem is no one will say that. No one say, well, he's a bad culture. I mean, everybody's going to say the good things. They're going to say the platitudes. They're going to be excited. You want to be excited. This is the time of year you want to be excited. And they like him. He was their coach on their staff. Look at every team when they elevate an assistant to the head coach. Oh, I really like that offense coordinator. He was a friend of the players. He's the one we talked to.
Everybody likes summer vacation.
Yeah,
everybody's in a good mood during summer vacation.
That.
Yeah.
You are months now removed from your bad football season, and you haven't had to really get back to the grind yet. If everybody's going to feel good. Because I remember when, dang it, what was it? I don't remember what article it was, but it was one of the national guys that was talking about, like, it was a grading teams or some sort of off-season thing, and it was like the one thing that I do keep hearing from teams around the league is that the Cowboys are going to miss Mike McCarthy's culture.
Yeah.
And it's like, and now it's like, yeah, but now we've got this awesome culture. Yeah, okay. The culture will be determined by your record in the first 4 games.
For sure.
If they're 1-3, their culture is going to suck.
Yeah.
And if they're 3-1, it's going to be really good culture in the locker room. But you guys slowed me down from my list, and it is time for the 44th question of my 100 Cowboy questions of the day. Please hit the like button if you're here. We need it. We're under 100, and that's unacceptable. Javonte Williams got most of the first-team reps at running back in OTA so far. Does that mean anything? And do you have optimism that this year's running backs are better than last year's?
You want to go first?
No.
But last year it was like Zeke was one of the.
With Rico. Jaden Blue is a wild card here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then what you're going to get from him, he's the wild card here. I don't know that Javonte or what's the other guy's name from Philadelphia?
Miles Sanders.
I think that the way you ask the question says a lot.
Who got no bonus money.
Yep.
are better than Rico.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and again, what's my man Nick Chubb? I'm still on the train of throw Nick Chubb against the wall. Let's see what he got.
There's no one at this table that could throw Nick Chubb against a wall.
That's true.
He's too strong.
Can we make the call that we didn't make last year to King Henry? I just want to make the call. Can we just make the call?
Why don't you tell Jared to make the call?
I'm telling him. Anyway, I
tell
can't make the call. Just make the call. Just see what he got. What's wrong with seeing what he got?
I bet they just view it as redundant. They're like, we already signed 2 Nick Chubbs that are younger.
But Nick Chubb was healthier.
When Nick Chubb was healthy, Nick Chubb was a monster.
He was better than them.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was fantastic.
But now he's an old hurt running back. We don't want to mess with that.
But these are young running backs.
Cleveland doesn't want him.
Yeah, plus we don't know him. There is an old hurt.
Denver didn't want Williams and
well, we don't know that. He signed on day one. He was their first signing. We don't know.
That's right. We prioritized.
If Denver
Javonte.
wanted him, they would have signed it. They could have signed. They had an exclusive negotiating window before he hit free agency.
True, but then he hit free agency, and they said, "Let's see your market." And they're like, "Oh, we're not paying that."
Clearly,
but I wouldn't read.
Clearly, they didn't want it.
I wouldn't read too deep into Javonte Williams starting right now because I think one thing Schottenheimer will do, at least initially with these running backs, is kind of do a seniority thing. He's like, "Hey, you've had success, Javonte Williams, in this league. Jaden Blue, you're a 5th-round pick. Phil Moffitt, you're a 7th-round pick. We like you guys a lot, but you're going to have to earn some things too." Like, I think the reason Tyler Booker can come in and start day one, he's a 1st-round pick. And 2, he's a guy that started everywhere, and they think that he's an instant impact starter over the guys that they have, over guys that, frankly, have had experience but haven't, done a whole lot in this league. I think what Brock Hoffman did last year was nice.
You're talking about grabbing the guys.
Yeah, it was good. I wouldn't read too deep in Javonte Williams or any running back kind of distribution of carries and OTAs. I think training camp is when a lot of stuff's going to be hashed out. I wouldn't sleep on the 2 rookies, though. I think Jaden Blue is electric, as you said. He's a wild card. I think he's a guy that could end up being kind of the total package. And I wrote about today, if you're a diehard on alldlls.com, check it out. But Phil Moffitt's got some physicality to him. And he's kind of got this demeanor, I think, that works well with, transitioning from college to the NFL. So I think those are 2 guys to watch. Miles Sanders, I think, if we're talking potential odd men out, that's the guy just kind of have an eye on, and you said it best. There's no guaranteed money.
Why y'all not talking about my guy Deuce?
They're going to drop the deuce.
College coach.
They dropping the deuce.
Why y'all not talking about my guy Deuce?
They dropping the deuce.
One piece of optimism, though.
Dropping a deuce.
Yeah, that's what he said. One piece of optimism for the running game to potentially be better. I do think the addition of Tyler Booker is going to help a lot with their running game. I think Cooper Beebe taking the next step. I think Tyler Smith kind of going into another echelon. These are things you kind of hope for. And I really love the addition of Clayton Adams. I think Clayton Adams understands that running doesn't have to be just only physical. It can be beautiful. I think the way you design running game and running scheme can have a lot of, intricacies, and it could be kind of an organized chaos to it. And I think that's one thing I'm really excited to see with this running game is can the idea of Clayton Adams and kind of 3 good trio between the 2 Tylers and Cooper Beebe, can that be enough to kind of jolt a running game that right now doesn't have a huge horse to it?
For all my negativity, you got Joe's positivity.
That's right. It's balanced.
Optimism.
I'm negative too in certain things, but I'm optimistic about what Clayton Adams can do.
Optimistic about Clayton Adams. Optimistic about Phil Moffitt.
So Clarence's bit is whatever is happening in his brain. If you think something more positive, then you're a delusional homer.
I didn't call him delusional.
If you think something more negative, you're a hater.
I did not call him delusional.
Yeah, that's what you called him.
I did not call him a delusional.
You said it with your eyes.
That's what you said.
I did not say anything. I said he's the positive. He's gonna give you, the good stuff.
Yeah, let's hit the super chats for the break. Ratios in the super chat. Kavanaugh is indeed Van Halen's greatest hit.
Kavanaugh.
Carlos Ferguson, why do the Jones boys hate their fans?
Why do their fans hate their quarterback?
That's a good
Baby
question.
Elder, the Cowboys fan base is way too optimistic. Clarence brings balance.
Facts.
And Corey with the 20 bomb, which gets you invited to Club Pop Pop, I think.
Where legends drop, Clarence Hill just can't stop.
That's what Clarence Hill can't stop. It's a song about him tweeting.
The mouse is over. I can't read it. Cat, appreciate you. If you can sign Zeke back to let him sit, you should at least have a sit down with Nick Chubb.
Exactly, Corey.
They didn't bring Zeke back to
Corey,
sit.
I'm with you, Corey.
We had to watch him play.
Corey King, you the man.
100 Cowboy questions on our way to 100 days away from their first game. The next section of the broadcast is George Pickens related, so strap in for that on the DLLS Cowboys podcast. But first, let's talk about our friends at Monarch Money. Love us some Monarch Money. which is, you got to keep track. You got to keep track of your chickens. You got to take care of your mentals, and you got to take care of your chickens.
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Monarch Money is our friends who are here to help you with your finances and to help you build the life you actually want. If you don't have a clear financial picture, financial dreams can feel out of reach. Monarch makes managing money simple, even if you have a busy life. All your accounts, credit cards, investments, all in one place. You'll always know where your money stands without any sort of hassle. It's the finance tool that people actually love. Join over 1 million households. It's named Wall Street Journal's best budgeting app of 2025. They can help you. Financial stress is also one of the top reasons relationships fall apart. So why don't you use Monarch Money to keep your wife? You know what I'm saying?
What?
Get control of your overall finances with Monarch Money. Use code DLLS at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year, 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com. DLLS is your promo code. Also, shout out to our friends at Shady Rays. I should have worn mine today. I like my Shady Rays. Love me some Shady Rays. Get ready for the season ahead with quality shades that are built to last. Oh, you're rocking your Shady Rays.
Well, he's got Shady Rays. Let's
Claire
look at it.
got the Shady Rays on. Yeah, they're an independent sunglass company. They offer a world-class product rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Durable frames, crystal clear optics, the perfect choice for all outdoor adventures, sometimes even indoor adventures if you're like Clarence. I wear my Shady Rays at the lake, like them while I'm driving. I got a volleyball pair.
Why do you wear them at the lake?
Because the water off the sun off the water.
So it can block what you're looking at.
No, I tell people exactly what I'm looking at. Shady Rays, best deal of the season, shadyrays.com. DLLS is the promo code, 35% off your sunglasses that way, shadyrays.com. You guys ready for question number 62 of 100?
62.
Let's roll.
We're rolling, baby. We're rolling through these questions.
We have gotten through 61 Cowboy questions.
You don't believe us? So what?
We have 39 left. Cowboy question number 62, as we count down the top 100, is a Wanye Thomas tweet. Cowboy safety Wanye Thomas. Oh, wait, I said we're going to do George Pickens first.
You did.
Hold on, Wanye can wait. Let me move him down here.
Dang, why are you making Wanye wait? He's waiting for a starting job. Now he's got to wait for his question.
I'm going to move him down just a little bit.
Gotta wait more in the draft than his big little brother.
That's right.
I'm going to move him down just.
Oh, we got a super chat from Nesto, too.
Let's hit Nesto. right there.
Nesto! Rico had a decent year, but let's not act like that man had a Pro Bowl year. Better O-line play should elevate any running back. We saw that in 2015 with Darren McFadden and Robert Turbin.
Damn,
I think it was
he went to
Turpin.
Turbin.
Vance, did Mike McCarthy do well, or was DQ more important than we knew? Also, who pushed for the offensive change after the 2023 bye? These are wonderful questions.
CD.
Yeah, CD.
CD had a fit
CD
in San Francisco.
Yeah, I agree. Rico had a decent year, but I don't understand any sort of. I want to understand. So don't you come at me with the hater nonsense. I want to understand the Javonte Williams or whoever else optimism. Like, if you think that Javonte Williams, let's just say in a vacuum, if you think Javonte Williams is better than Rico Dowdle, my question would be why. And I don't think you can give me an actual answer other than
he was drafted higher.
higher once upon a time.
I can give you reasons why he's not.
Yeah, yards per carry, yards over or under expected, broken tackle percentage, like literally everything about playing running back. The only hope is, and maybe it's not blind optimism, he's saying it, and he is him. Javonte Williams is saying, I feel like myself again. And if that means the guy who is a rookie looked like a really nice NFL running back, that would be great. But to say he's better than Rico Dowdle, you are literally just going off of when they were drafted a half decade ago. That's a weird way to evaluate things.
100%. The other thing, too, about Javonte, I will say one little piece of optimism is the year that he excelled, he was in one offense. When he came back from injuries, he was in Sean Payton's offense, and it just did not look right. Like, it was a change of offense, and I don't know if that – I think the previous offense kind of more aligns with what Clayton Adam and Brian Schottenheimer want to do. So there's a little piece of optimism, but we'll see.
That previous offense was run by who?
Some random guy. But it worked well for him.
Yeah, for him, but not for the team. They ran that coach out of there real quick.
100%.
Okay.
Question number 62A. George Pickens has worn number 13 so far in OTAs. He was number 14 when he was in Pittsburgh. Marquise Bell wears number 14 for Dallas. What number will George Pickens be wearing when the season starts, and how much would you want for your number?
I think it's going to be 13 unless there's some kind of payment. Or Marquise Bell's
That's
gone.
what I wondered if because let me just tell you how my brain works. The bigger name player, I always assume that the other guy will just understand that and be like, oh, I got you, dude. No biggie. I'll get a different number. I wonder if we've got a little standoff happening. Does George Pickens not care? Or did he show up and hit up number 14? Like, hey, any chance that I could? And he was like, no, 14's mine. Like, you going to pay me for it? And he's like, I ain't paying you nothing. I wonder if we've got a top secret standoff happening in Recky Specky.
Well, I don't think you have to wonder. I mean, just talk to the people. You know, that's what I do.
I didn't do that.
I don't talk to people.
I didn't do that. Did you?
Everybody that I talk to says it's temporary.
Yeah.
For now.
So he's going to buy 14?
Even Pickens says that's what I'm wearing right now. So there is something going on behind the scenes. I wouldn't put money on him wearing 13. I don't know if it'll be 14. All I know is 13 is temporary. Don't go out and buy 13 jerseys, okay?
No, don't do that.
I don't think they're available, are they?
Well,
You could personalize it probably.
Yeah, but don't go out and buy a jersey because it's funny, and I know it's different. But the defensive end, Ezraco, my frat brother, cute dog, his uncle is a big Eagles fan, right?
Yeah.
And he talked about as soon as the draft happened, he took all of his Eagles stuff and bought Cowboy stuff. He bought a lot of 41 jerseys.
He bought 41 jerseys, what they said?
Yeah, they got a lot of 41 jerseys of Ezraco.
It's a bad pass
That ain't going last.
My point is,
it's a great stretch for him.
I will lay $20 right now to Ezraco, not 41 when the season opens.
Yeah, 100%. He's waiting.
$20. It ain't that important, but $20.
Yeah, I had no idea. I just wanted the action.
Yeah, $20. He's not 41 when the season opens.
I just wanted
So
the
you went
action.
out. So his family went and bought all that money, bought those jerseys.
He
41.
literally said when we asked him, like, he's like, oh yeah, the number I actually want's taken right now, but we'll see.
Yeah. But
That's what Ezraco said?
Yeah,
Damn. Who do you think's got the number he wanted?
I think he said it was 6.
Oh, he said he wanted Donovan Wilson's jersey?
I think.
getting
Hold on, I
6.
gotta go back and watch it now.
But that's what he won in
Don't
college,
quote
right?
me on
That's
that. Is what he won in college.
Yeah, he ain't getting 6. But and I don't see Blued in 32 when the season opens.
I don't either.
32 is a number for a running back who's not as fast
But
as Jaden.
Yeah, he won 23 in
32 's
college.
not fast enough for him.
He won 23 in college, and
22
right
is
now,
good.
Who's a 32 at running back? I'm trying to think.
Let's see.
Stop it. That's a historic running back name. Don't do that. Don't do
You
OJ like
see
that.
how I got him offsides?
Do not do the great running
see
back.
how I
He
got
shouldn't
him
have done him
Don't.
and her like
Okay,
that.
what about Jim Brown?
What about
What
him?
about Jim
I was
Brown?
thinking Jim Brown. For
What
all
about
time.
Frank O'Hara? I mean, don't do those. 32 was a great running back.
I
No,
was thinking
don't
Maurice
you do,
Jones-Drew
Stop it.
and Marcus Allen.
And Marcus Allen?
Okay, don't do the great running backs in this game like that.
I got
Jaden
you
Blue's got the right
offsides.
number. Maybe Jaden Blue's got the right number.
Yeah, maybe.
That sounded like a lot of Hall of Famers we just
Yeah.
went
They
through.
were bigger backs though. A smaller back.
Oh wait, he's 34.
Oh, is he 34?
Oh,
Yeah, no,
definitely.
34
Oh,
is a
so
bad
you're
number.
an idiot.
I mean,
34 is a bad number.
See, that's Clarence doing the left guard thing. I'm putting my faith
Okay,
in Clarence.
34, 32.
34 is gross.
The 34, he's not. Well, that's a great running back number 2.
No,
Earl
32
Campbell.
is not
Earl
bad.
Campbell, Herschel Walker. Don't do that.
Giant men.
Don't. Exactly.
He's not big like them.
He can't fill. Like 34 is wide.
Listen.
He needs some
At
single
the end of the
digit.
day, he will not be in whatever number he has on today. Is my real point when the season starts.
That's fair.
Jaden Blue needs either a
Don't,
single digit or
Who has 23? That linebacker Billy
Buddy Johnson.
you can't. Like
Buddy-
to him,
Buddy Johnson.
I think I got a plan for you.
Buddy Johnson.
I'm gonna get you hearing aids.
I heard you.
No, I have a new plan.
I heard you.
I think that's why when someone is saying something, but he has an idea, and he just goes over here and just starts talking, pretends the other person isn't in the middle of a point. I don't think he can hear it.
Wow.
That's
What do you say to this allegation?
That's what I'm going with. I don't think he can hear it.
What did you say?
I forgot. I need an implant to remember what I'm talking about. Also,
So it wasn't that important.
obviously not. Oh no, I was just telling you because Jaden Blue, because he's a smaller back, what you got to have is you got to have either a single digit or one of the numbers has to be a 1
Yeah.
because you got to slim the number up.
23 works. 22 works. 24 works.
22 seems wide. To me.
24 works.
I think 21 is a great running back.
Anyway, I agree
24
with you.
seems thin.
I
It's just what the numbers make you feel.
Yeah, 24 works. 22
24
works. 23 works.
You know
21
what?
works.
He would be a good 26.
He would be a
Even
good
25.
Julius Jones was 21. Remember?
Yeah.
20 works. Like 20. You don't have to.
5 or 21, like Zach said. I think those are cool numbers.
5 or 21 are good Jaden Blue numbers.
Those are good
Those
Jaden
are
Blue
very
numbers.
good numbers for him.
23, 3, 2. All that works too.
Those are good for him.
Taken. But I agree with you.
I don't know what you agreed with me about, but I
About him
appreciate
being
it.
a smaller back, need a slimmer number. Yes, I agree with you.
I don't know how we got there, but I'm glad we did.
Do we have another question?
Now that we fleshed it all out. Well, we never got to the George Pickens ones that I was going to do, but now that we need a whole segment for George Pickens things, I am going to skip down to the Wanye Thomas one.
Let's do it.
Wanya Thomas tweeted, "Fun again, period."
Picture of him and Shady, right?
Oh, was there a picture?
Yeah, it's him and Shady. Yeah.
I just saw the words.
Yeah, it was a picture of him and Shady.
Fun again, period.
Wanya looks good in number 2.
Why is Wanya talking crap about people?
Why you doing Mike McCarthy like that?
Why
Big
is
Mike.
Wanya
Why
Thomas
doing-
hate Mike McCarthy?
Mike from Pittsburgh is doing it bad. But he probably talking about his experience on the Zimmer and that stuff, maybe, right?
Potentially.
Well, I think that's the point. Is this is Recky Specky? Who is Wanya Thomas saying was not fun? Is he firing shots
And
at
actually,
Tank
somebody
Lawrence?
called him on that, and he said, "I love Mike." Then why you hating on Mike?
Or is he hating on Tank Lawrence as a leader? Or is he hating on Mike McCarthy, Mike Zimmer?
I'll say this. I think, I want to separate. I don't think that everything positive said about Brian Schottenheimer is an indictment of Mike McCarthy per se. But I'll say this. I think right now, before we've had any adversity as Brian Schottenheimer's head coach, I think he's beloved by these players. Truly. I think that they love him. So it's very fun right now.
Players like Dave Campo, didn't they?
Players
Nice guy.
love the players love Mike McCarthy. I'll ask you something.
Yeah.
Your ex-girlfriend,
Whoa.
What about her?
dude.
when you get to a new woman, say, "Oh, she's beautiful." Were you saying your ex-girlfriend wasn't beautiful?
What?
What are you trying to say?
I'm just no. I'm saying
That's what I'm saying. Like,
so when somebody talks about, "Oh, your new wife, she's beautiful,"
Yeah.
what are they saying about your old wife?
Yeah, I think they're absolutely
Listen,
telling
well,
you
she's
that
not
your
as
ex
pretty-
was hideous.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you start talking
And
about,
I usually acknowledge it. I'm like, I know, and the last one was gross.
yeah, oh, she's so nice. Oh, the
Yeah.
other was,
She was,
yeah,
you know.
that word, right?
She was
Catherine, you're
brown.
gorgeous and I love you.
So I'm just saying though, when you
And that is him saying
So-
anyone else he ever dated was ugly.
on purpose, you're not saying they're dissing Mike McCarthy, but
Yeah, it's
you
new.
are dissing me. You are dissing Mike McCarthy's culture.
Hope springs eternal.
You are dissing Mike McCarthy's culture. You are dissing everything Mike McCarthy did when you are so over the top about, "Oh, we're having fun again." Oh, you didn't have fun last year?
No,
last year
no one
wasn't
had
fun,
fun
no,
last
but-
year. No.
What about the year before? We were 2-5.
We had a little bit of fun, but then we did not
What
have
about the year
fun at the
before?
end.
We was 2-5.
That was good fun.
We're
except
talking
for
about
when it
off
wasn't.
season, during the season, which is off season when everybody was feeling good.
Everybody feels great right now.
Another thing though about last season,
I
we
felt
already-
great when I got back from vacation.
True. Another thing about last season, though, and you pointed out earlier about the one-year deals and all that stuff, like, I think that also had an effect on the players. I don't think it was fun for them. I talked to Wanya Thomas specifically about this last year, actually, and he was talking about, yeah, it's not fun during a 5-game losing streak, knowing that because we're losing right now, these guys are about to be out of a job. Like, the guys that I care about are about to be out. That's not a fun situation for players to be in. So now with Brian Schottenheimer, hope springs eternal, like, that's something that is a factor they don't have to really worry about this year. Obviously, they got to worry about their own lives and playing well and the NFL. Anything can change in a second. But I don't think that there's the pressure of like, oh my God, we're about to lose these guys their jobs.
I became concerned when I saw a bunch of clapping. Yeah, I don't like, we
That
don't.
Mike McCarthy. I mean,
Jason Garrett was the
Jason-
clapper. You don't want to be clapping too much. You don't want to be clapping too much. And yes, if things don't go well with Shady, get ready. The next guy they hire is going to be a giant jerk.
Yes, that's
They hire
how
a
it
nice
works.
guy. If the nice guy doesn't work out real well, then you just swing that pendulum the other way. You hire Bill Parcells, you build a new stadium, and you move on to the next thing.
Dro's hilarious.
What did Joe do?
Only dated Butterfaces before. Okay, thank you, Drew.
That's-
Joe.
It's not true, but it's true.
Damn.
It's true now. But yeah.
We're down to Cowboy question number 84
I'm
as we
cute.
creep our way towards 100. And this next section is George Pickens, dedicated and related. And I got a way that we're all going to get filthy rich on George Pickens' situation. I'll tell you about that one next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast. Do want to encourage you to sign up to be a diehard. Joe, is your Phil Moffa thing, is that a diehard
That's
level
a diehard
content?
only,
Okay, yeah. You want to get some of that good journalism? Sometimes you got to sign up to be a diehard. Here's the thing. People have to make a living. And so sometimes you got to pay for some content, all right? And we need you to pay for some content. We need you to show some appreciation. We need you to pay for some content. Sign up to be a diehard. QR code's on the screen if you're watching on YouTube. If not, alldlls.com. Sign up to be a diehard. That way you'll get an ad-free experience on the website. You will get access to all of the diehard level content, including Joe's article on Phil Moffa today. Now, he's going to be ready. He's going to be ready.
Also, running backs coach CJ Spiller. Doesn't that feel just kind of weird?
That does feel weird.
Yeah.
That means we're old.
Running back, CJ Spiller.
Yes.
Like,
Coach.
if you had asked me if he was still in the league, I'd be like, maybe.
Maybe. Seattle?
I don't know. Yeah, third string in Buffalo? Is that not where Spiller is? Sign up to be a diehard. You also get a free T-shirt as soon as you sign up, which is about a $36 value, if I remember right, looking at the website, because I have 4 things in my bag right now to check out. I just forgot our employee discount code, so I didn't check out yet.
And if you're a diehard, you get 20% off.
Yeah, you get 20% off merch on top of that free T-shirt if you're a diehard. So make sure that you're signed up for all that. Plus, we have a Discord lounge where we all hang out, and there's over 1,000 DFW diehards in there. We're starting to have wings content.
Wings.
Not like your friend situation. More like the team that Paige Becker's, and the fact that that's the only name I know is going to get me in so much trouble with Wings fans. Like, what about it? Sorry.
Lady Buckets. They're not doing well.
That's okay.
No, they start off 0-3.
That's well, we need the number 1 pick one more time.
Yeah.
Add that with Paige. Yeah. We need 2 more pages.
And they traded one of their best players. Or if not their best player.
Or we should have. Who knows? But sign up to be a diehard, or else not a threat. All right, it's time for the George Pickens part of our Cowboy questions. 100 Cowboy questions, because there's 100 days left until the season starts. This is question number 97.
We're getting close.
Let me give you some numbers on George Pickens. I found them this morning.
Boom.
It's way harder to find gambling numbers for me than you would think. Is it
What do you mean?
Because I'm looking for over-unders.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a real struggle, but I did find at least a couple of them for George Pickens. And there's one of them where I think it's going to be real easy for us to get filthy, disgustingly rich all together.
What is it, like 550?
Now, we have to travel out of the state to do this if you live in Texas. We can't do that. What we do in Texas is we do sleeper.
That's right.
We do daily fantasy. We do picks. You can do that. But you can't gamble, okay? Just picks, more than, less than. But none of this over-under crap.
Yeah, none of that.
George Pickens over-unders for this season. Touchdowns. 4.5.
Wow.
I'm hitting over.
The word is hammer.
You got to hammer it.
I'm hammering.
You gotta like hammer it.
Hammering.
Hammer it over, baby. It's money in the bank.
This is a pocket change Pauly blue sapphire triple lock platinum brick up of the day.
Just like that Cowboy 7.5. You put my bet in Vegas, your brother.
Not yet.
What are you Googling?
Nothing.
What are you looking up, Joe?
Just looking up something. I just want
His
to.
his career is he averages 4 touchdowns a year. 3 last year, 5 the year before.
Hold on. Yeah, I was going to say 12 touchdowns in 3 years.
With a bad quarterback.
With a bad quarterback,
bad
sure.
offense.
But he's the one. He's number 1 guy.
Bad quarterback, bad offense.
All right, I'm gonna help you guys out now. I'm gonna tell you why we're getting rich on this one. Hammer the over.
Hammer the over, baby.
Here's the reason that we want to hammer the over, because if you heard the running back segment, how much do you believe in the Cowboys running backs right now?
They want to run the ball.
Not a ton.
Don't matter.
When they get down to the red zone, do you think the Cowboys have somebody standing behind their quarterback that makes them want to call a running play all the time? I do not. The Cowboys last year with Rico back there, as a team, rushed for 6 touchdowns.
Pickens is a red zone target.
They're throwing the ball down there. They are throwing the ball down there.
He going to get up over somebody.
Pickens will have at least 7 touchdowns.
No Michael Gallup fade routes. There used to be money with that. Pickens going to be money.
At least.
Hammering over. Hammer.
Austin has a great point. Either it'll be over that 4.5 or it'll be a very entertaining season because he'll lose his mind.
See,
he'll blow a gasket.
And I think that's what's going to balance it, because CD's going to get all the yards, okay? But Pickens going to get them touchdowns and make him happy. See?
You can't
CD
think
be happy about that?
You can't think about it that way. Like, I hope Dak's not thinking that.
No, he's not.
Like, man, CD's got 140 yards today. I got to make sure Pickens gets this touchdown. Throw it to the guy that you're supposed to throw it to.
No, but I just think that the routes and the type of players they are, he's going to be more of a red zone threat. They really haven't had that guy that can out-athlete you.
And that's hard because I will tell you this.
He can out-athlete you.
I think George Pickens is about as good of a run-the-fade guy as there is in football. The fade is the dumbest play in football.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Just that even for the best at it, the percentage
that
is
can throw it, though.
I saw someone say, shout out to Calvin Johnson. It was a picture of him and George Tech for making offensive coordinators think that the fade is a good play.
Yeah.
That
that guy's awesome at it. And you're like, really?
Throw it,
so on a
baby.
generic pass play from the 4, how often do you score? And they're like, about 60% of the time. It's like, what about on that fade? Well, he's great at it 30% of the time.
Yeah.
That can throw it.
He can throw it, and Pickens can go get it. And when it works, it looks great. And I do think they'll score on multiple fades this year. But just know, as he turns to throw it, I'm going to be like, oh, God.
On top of the fade.
Well, George Pickens have more OPIs or touchdowns?
7 touchdowns. He won't have 7 OPIs. He'll have 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Touchdowns.
Yeah, I go touchdowns.
Yeah, he'll have more touchdowns.
I was just like, yeah.
George Pickens yards, 900.5.
Wow.
He needs 901 to go over. And if you need a reference point, he had 900 exactly last year in 14 games.
A horrible quarterback play.
So can he get one more yard than he had a year ago? He had 1140 the year before that when he played in all of the games. So to me, this one is literally how many games does he play? If George Pickens plays 15 games, he'll go over 900 yards.
Yeah, I'm not hammering, but I believe he'll go over.
I think I could call it a hammer again. I could do a double hammer.
Hammer.
I got a Cowboy 3 hammer, 7.5 wins, Pickens yards, Pickens tutties. Hammer.
I think right now with the opportunities I think that he'll have in Dallas, like the projected line for me is 1,100 yards and 8 touchdowns, something like that. Like, I don't think that's crazy.
That's crazy.
I think it's possible. It's very possible that's low.
It's possible. But here's the thing.
There's not another great threat. Like, sure, Ferg's going to catch if he's healthy 50 balls for 500 yards.
You know what you guys are really saying? Dak's going to have a big year.
Dak is going to have a big year.
That's what you really saying. That's what you – no, if he has
the left tackle is serviceable.
The left tackle might get a big kill.
No, but you said 11-8, okay?
If Dak Prescott's – yeah, I agree.
If he gets 11-8 –
yeah.
11-8.
Dak's having a big year.
No, for sure.
So you didn't qualify the left tackle with 11-8. Don't qualify with that.
No, don't play that game.
Well,
of course, that's what I'm thinking is if things go right.
Well, yes, and that's what we're all thinking.
Yeah.
So if things go right.
He can have 1,108 touchdowns by
my point is, why bring the qualified left tackle when I brought up Dak and you didn't bring it up with the
It was
receiver?
inherent with that.
I think it's very important what Joe said.
It is.
Because I
But
agree.
we're already assuming that he's going to be good with 11-8.
CeeDee's
So let's
gonna
assume he's going to be good with that.
CeeDee's going to have 1,500-ish. Pickens is going to have 1,100-ish.
Dak's going to have to throw over 4,000, break all the Cowboy records.
He'll easily throw for 4,000.
Yeah.
And all of this
Big
is unless the left tackle gets everyone killed.
For real. And I'll tell you this, too. I added that qualifier for Dak.
Ferguson ain't going to have no catches
But you
because he's
did.
going to be the one protecting the left tackle.
That's right. But also, I think George Pickens has
CeeDee
more
2,000,
qualifiers.
Pickens 1,500.
Boom.
Tight ends blocking on every play.
I think George Pickens has more qualifiers. Oh, yeah, because not only does the left tackle have to be good, but Dak also has to be good.
But
But
you
also George Pickens has to, fill in, blend in with this offense well and blend in with being number 2.
Don't disagree with any of that. All I'm saying is when you threw out
But
George
don't
Pickens,
shoehorn
when you
this
threw-
anti-Dak
when you
agenda.
threw out that George Pickens prediction, you didn't use no qualifiers.
Don't try
then
to
it was time for
shoehorn.
the Dak prediction. You
I need
want
a
to bring
drink.
out qualifiers. That's all I'm saying. That's all I said. Keep it the same.
Dak has thrown for 4,900 yards, 4,500
saying.
yards,
You wonder why
4,500
you
yards.
wonder why people fight with you.
Healthy Dak throws for 4,500 yards. That's the number that he gets to. George Pickens could easily have 1,300 yards. Easily.
And Dak's finna blow up.
Because Dak is going to throw for 4,500 yards. He
If-
plays in every game. And
if he's mobile.
the left tackle doesn't get everybody killed.
And if he finally has playoff 6, I'm just kidding.
And if the left tackle is getting everybody killed, that's bad news for our guy Jaden Blue.
yeah.
Because it means Javonte Williams is playing to stand next to Dak on the left to protect him. So we're going to need that. That is the most important thing to the Cowboys season.
What about Phil Maffa? He ain't gonna be out there.
He can block him.
Was he?
Can I ask a question?
What about Deuce?
Oh, I don't. Yes,
of the 100?
It's number 100. Actually,
It's number
Yeah,
100.
we're at number 100.
We're already at 100.
What
We
would
made it.
It might
We
be
made
99.
it.
It might be 99.
99. We'll go
We'll
99.
see.
What would you trade for Trent Williams on a 1-year deal?
I would trade
Or 2-year deal?
Tyler Guyton
Just straight up.
straight up.
But if
And
you
a
could
7.
if you can get an answer at left tackle, like instead of playing this will they or won't they game at left tackle, just curious.
I mean, the big time Cowboy fan would just be like, "Well, you got Awesome Richards."
I do like Austin.
What? You went to North Carolina? You what?
I do like Austin.
Why? Why do you like
Because
him?
I watched him. I've seen him.
Sir.
I like his potential.
I would say he
Sir.
played better football than Guyton did last year, but not like there's an NFL starter.
Yeah, no.
I wish
He's
that
a swing tackle. That's what he is.
Yeah, and their starting tackle right now has a lot of questions.
But my point is when you
But in
like
Clarence's
him-
mind, no one who is not drafted highly that hasn't started in their
Oh, that's
first
true,
year or
that's true,
two
that's
is
true.
ever going to be good at
No,
football.
no,
That's
no, no.
not-
One,
I've learned that about
1
you.
through 10.
That is
1 through
not
10.
true.
I've learned about you. If you
1
weren't
through
drafted
10.
in the first 3 rounds and
That's
you
not-
didn't
that's not
start
true.
as a rookie,
That's not true.
you'd be like, yeah, but he's not
That-
any good.
That is not true. That's not true.
Give me an example.
We watched Austin Richards here for 3 years.
No, you're right.
I'm just saying. And my point is this: you were talking about Trent Williams.
I wasn't talking about Trent.
You
Williams.
brought up. Who brought up?
I brought it up.
You
I
brought
can't
up,
have Trent on this team.
My point is
That's two
you
violent
brought up-
psychos. Too many.
They would fight.
You invoked Trent Williams, future Hall of Famer, Pro Bowler, All Pro,
Invoked.
and then said, "But I like Austin Richards." I mean, come on,
That is not how that went.
That was how
You
it
are
went.
shoehorning
He
agendas.
said Trent Williams. I said the psycho cowboy optimist will tell you we've got Austin Richards.
And he
You're
said-
pretending
and
that the
then-
two things
but
go
also
together.
here,
And
so
then he said, "I like Austin Richards." Did he not add that?
That doesn't.
Did he?
I do
but he
like
said-
Austin
but he said
Richards.
it- now you said it with the chest.
Yes.
The first time he said, "But I like Austin Richards."
hold on.
Did he not say that?
So here's
Did he not say?
Here's your problem, Clarence
Did he not
Hill.
say? But I like Austin
Here
Richards.
is your problem, Clarence Hill, is that you think just because I said I like Austin Richards, I think that he is a Pro Bowl left tackle that he could start over
the
Trent
whole-
Williams.
but the
no,
whole- but the
I think
whole-
that he's got potential to be a serviceable player too.
But the whole basis of the argument was
There was
you
no
need-
argument.
It was us having a conversation.
Okay, excuse me. The whole basis of the discussion.
This is
the
your problem. You think
banter-
everything's an argument.
No. The whole basis of the discussion was about somebody protecting Dak's left side. You know, somebody solid there that he can have a big
Serviceable.
year.
Serviceable.
No, you don't need serviceable.
I
left
literally
tackle.
threw in. I
You
threw
don't
in
need
serviceable.
serviceable
He
left
said the word
tackle.
serviceable.
I've
I
said
understand that,
serviceable.
but you don't need serviceable.
I would take serviceable this year in a heartbeat.
100%.
In a heartbeat.
That is the biggest
But
X factor. Will they have a
again,
serviceable left tackle?
The
If
basic,
you told me Guyton is serviceable this year, you might look at it and be like, he was a first round pick. He's supposed to be better than that. I've seen 1 year of him. If he were serviceable this year, sign me
Thumbs up. Thumbs up for that.
I will take serviceable all day.
okay.
We'll worry about him being good next year. Question number 100.
We did it. We did it.
That was 99.
You
This
don't
is
want to be
100.
good.
We did it.
Super chats. Jason's in the super chat. Pickens will look like a more complete wide receiver this year
Possible.
than any of his first 3 years. It's
I
very
agree.
possible. And at 1,200 yards. Dro knows. I heard Guyton bulked up. That's true. I saw people posting pictures on the internet. And I guess
Oh my
is he look
God!
bigger? I don't know.
I saw a picture of Solomon Tom. Ooh, Solomon
I know,
Tom.
we
I'm
gotta-
like, what
Everybody
are we-
looks good right now.
We got to chill out with the
What
photo.
the hell are we doing? No, but he looks good.
We got to chill out with the photos.
I seen
dig
him.
it.
He looks good.
He does look good.
I seen him.
Caught him on an inhale.
Yeah.
I mean,
Question number 100. Will George Pickens be a Dallas Cowboy in the year of our Lord 2026?
If I had it my way, yeah. Because I would sign him right now to an extension.
Oh.
But no, I don't think so.
Wow. 1 year, huh?
No.
Stumped him.
Nope.
No.
No, because they're not gonna
Say it with your chest.
because we're predicting him having a big year, and if he's having a big year, he's gonna get paid elsewhere.
If he's had a big year, doesn't that mean it worked and you should keep him?
I know, but they're not going
And
to.
who's mine?
But
The Cowboys
Are they gonna
mind.
pay-
Any rational
are
person?
they going to pay him?
And is Jerry rational now?
Sometimes.
You gotta pay Tyler Smith. You got to pay maybe Bland. I don't know if the pie. It's the pie.
There
We gotta have pie.
There are teams in the NFL that when they have good players, they just sign them.
I'm just saying you
There
got.
are
pie.
those teams.
But you also
they also
you
don't-
can also draft since you drafted guard this year. You can draft a receiver next year.
That's why you sign him to an extension so
Because
you don't do this dance.
You're not going to
If you
draft the
trade-
running back in the first
if
round
you-
next year. What you going to draft in the first round next year?
When I tell you,
receiver.
if you draft or if you trade a third round pick for a guy who then comes in at the age of 24
and
and,
give you-
goes for can I finish a sentence? Who goes for like 1,200 yards? He goes for 78 catches, 1238, 9 tutties. That means you win like 10, 11 games, maybe even 12. Obviously losing the first or second round. And then he walks. What the did you trade for him for? It worked.
Don't say it.
What?
Don't say it.
Say what?
It's a pick.
Oh, yeah, he'll comp pick in 2027, which I disagree with
That
so
is
much.
not a good plan.
I
You're gonna
agree.
You're going to get a third round compensatory back.
That's why
That
you
is
should
not
sign
a
him
good
today.
Plan.
I would sign him. That's all.
Hey, we got to get to this ratio.
Super chat. Do we have more than one? That's all right. We started like 15 seconds
Did
later.
we
We're
do
good.
ratio?
We're good. Ratio. Why is there a dearth of OTA content right now? What does dearth mean?
No,
A lack of.
Oh, because there's
It's
nothing
the
going on.
underwear Olympics ratio.
Okay.
None of what happened means anything.
We also can't take video.
We just tell you where they lined
So.
up and stuff. And we got all the super chats knocked out? All right. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through, so be cool to everybody. We love you. Be easy.
We all silly like the mayor.